First Call Plus, a few races from both Wingatui and New Plymouth to have a look at, and we're going to start away with the Metro Direct Inspiration in Glass 1600, race number 2 from New Plymouth. We see $3.30 for Camino Rocoso, box of chocolates $3.80, and Jason, with the 4 kilo claimers, you can see it as an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. You get weight off, but you get an experience.
Yeah, which means Box of Chocolates comes into the race very well on what he's done. I think maybe the bigger issue is that freshen up and 1600 metres. A distance, yes, that he's won over before and placed 4 times, but yeah, I get the feeling that a little bit more ground is preferable for Box of Chocolates. I think he's a really promising stayer.
Got him in a good spot in the map here in the 1-1 with Camino Rocoso, the likely leader with Silver Safsonoff heading forward as well. Karamak to trail, scrutinised, gets into a good spot, and you've got Shadow King, Skywicker and Sergeant Glass all likely to head back as usual.
What about Camino Rocoso's last start run, Jason? Is he a horse that we can see back in winning form tomorrow?
I mean, do you get the feeling that he wants to win or not?
Oh.
It's a really hard thing to say about a horse, and I don't know. I think he's had so many chances to put his head out on the money line, and if the line was there, he wins, obviously. But if he's produced with a horse upsides fighting with him for more than about 100 metres, then I think he's content to just.
He was beaten by a good horse, you know. I want to dance like him as a pretty handy horse.
And excellent over 1400 metres.
Yeah,
I agree. But
yeah, I know what you're saying because it was a little bit disappointing. He did go up to win. He just maybe came to the end of it, if we're going to be kind. This time round with Opie Boston, he knows the horse well. He's just going to have to time his run just to be getting past him in the last 50 to 100 metres, you'd think. Here's Skywicker. This is going back into stakes company at Trentham. Was entered in the Taranaki Cup, has been balloted out of this, so goes into the 1600 metre race. Was given every chance in this, but just unable to quicken as well as some of those other horses. But this is definitely a drop back in grade, and yeah, she's racing well enough.
I think she's racing really well, and the small field will suit her here. She shouldn't be too far off them when the sprint goes on. I think that she can finish over the top of them and is reasonably well placed with 55 kilos. For the race on Saturday, the Metro Direct Inspiration in Glass.
It's been a long time between wins though, isn't it? That's my little concern with Skywicker here.
How do you attack the race, Jason?
I don't mind playing Skywicker on an each-way basis. If I was to play the race, then I'd be on her.
I've got Camino Rocoso on top.
I mean, Camino Rocoso to place is a really good bet. I don't know how heavy I'd want to be attacking him to win the race. He might win the race under a bit of Opie Boston genius, but I just get the feeling he's not quite putting in when you need him to put in.
Yeah, Scrutinised wouldn't be the worst in the side. The second last time it had a lot of merit at Te Rapa, and he's a horse with upside.
Okay, let's turn over to race number 3, the Metro Tel 1300. Sabre up the top of the book, a race with a bit of pace influence, you could say. La Bella Rosa, $4.20, McCullum $4.50. Then we're out to $8 for Tell You Watts. 1300 at 2 o'clock. Start time for race number 3 on the card. And this one, La Bella Rosa, is the horse that we're highlighting, winning at Awapuni over 1400 metres. This is back in the middle of December, Jason. Makes a run around the turn and was just feeding and cruising on the corner.
Oh, this is an excellent performance. Cruised up, as you mentioned. The margin wasn't large on the line, but you've got the feeling she's always going to win the race. So, you know, La Bella Rosa.
She had secrets, sweeps taken behind.
Yep, it's good depth of form around her. Yep. There's no reason why she shouldn't be able to put herself in the race. It'd be hard to beat again.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, that form in behind is really good enough, you'd think, to be putting her right in contention. If you printed out a book off early, Casey May Waddell's not riding at New Plymouth tomorrow, so it has been replaced there by Sarah McNabb. Still the 2 kilogram claim rather than the 4. But La Bella Rosa's yet to miss a placing and does look to be pretty tough to beat here. One thing that we've seen about Ryan Elliott is he's been riding New Plymouth terrifically well in recent meetings, and you'd think that straight sets he'll have this horse positioned on speed, and he's just able to get the best out of them at New Plymouth. I think straight sets is some sort of chance, and tell you what, from Alan Sherrick's stable somewhere there as well.
Quite a bit different scenario for straight sets though compared to recent starts where he's basically drawn 1, 2 or 3 and he's drawn a wide barrier, so he's not going to be able to find a leading
Oh,
position
he'll
anywhere near as easily.
No,
he has
no,
got
yeah,
natural
yeah,
speed, but
yeah.
he's going to have to do a lot more work.
Stablemate's got speed as well, and Sabre as well, and there is a little bit of pace in this race as well. So.
Bets? Are you having anything here, Jason, or have you got a suggested for us?
I like the look of La Bella Rosa, but it's priced at $4, which I think is short enough. Bruegel is a horse that should get a nice run in behind them, and when saved for one run has a good turn of foot, so I'll be considering playing him each way as well, Bruegel.
Aidan, for you?
Yeah, I thought La Bella Rosa was the horse to beat, but it's a race that, tough betting affair.
Let's turn over to race number 8, the Coca-Cola 1800. This one is our next we're taking a look at. Quintessentially heads it up at 59 kilos, $7, $4.80 for Sacred Rhythm, draws out there in barrier 12. And then we've got double figures around a few runners down there. Chic at 11s, $8.50 for Hoists. What are we back here, Aidan?
Yeah, Hoist isn't the worst of chances here at 8.50 and 2.85. Has been a model of consistency, really. The last couple of runs have been in strong fields. That last run in behind Hinelangi was a really good run. Gets home track advantage here, although a wide draw to contend with. I thought Master Pat's been going terrifically well. Has been, I think Bevan Sweeney made him the horse to follow when we were on way in after that Trentham meeting last time out. Had won at Trentham really well to start before that, and it was in a slowly run race. He'd come from last, looped them and still was able to win. So Master Pat goes on top for me here. The Enigma horse is quintessentially, she's no doubt she's got the ability to win this. She's coming out of a pretty good run for second in the Topa Cup last time out. How did you sort of see this one?
Yeah, again, just circumstances. Last time she was asked to go when she did, and she just got rolled over quintessentially, but she's going to do no work from that barrier draw, so she should get a nice run, and it's just a matter of timing her sprint quintessentially. There's no doubt that, to me, she's good enough to win the race. I like Master Pat as a horse. I think, really set up and took notice when Bevan was talking about him, and like he's shown up a couple of times, obviously in winning, but also in running just in behind them. Like that win back in early December at Trentham, there have been 4 horses that have gone out of that race and won, went to Trentham after that, the race that Bevan highlighted behind Eagle Bay, and pulled off a ripping section on a race with depth.
Yeah.
And okay, it was just a sprint home. It highlighted, though, how much of a good turn of foot he has. So he has got that ability. So for Michael McNabb, it's going to be a case of where does he position him and whether he can get those breaks at the right time to have him, fighting out.
Well, speaking with Eddie Carson, they are hoping to be a little bit more positive, not to be quite as far back. And so if they're midfield from barrier 1, I think they'll be quite happy. And he's got to be a decent winning chance in the
What
race.
about Hoist? Less than 2 lengths away from Hinerangi last time. I know it says 6th in the book, but 75 2 starts
It was an 18-horse race. It was a big field, and there's a lot of traffic to clear. And before that,
And he covered the world
exactly.
through no fault of the
Could
job
you make,
because he drew
could
wide.
you make a case for it?
Yeah,
could you make a
definitely.
solid
He's
case for
winning
it?
chase, and you've got to respect anything that Alan Sherrick puts out, especially on these home days. Him and John Wheeler, he's got Irish Flame in here, who was good last week as well. Anything they produce on the home track on these big days,
And they got some serious cash off Irish Flame. Also was very well back to win at Trentham and duly delivered. But
And he beat 5 horses home in the 2,000 guineas. I know that sounds a little bit ordinary, but he didn't run last.
Well, he won, didn't he? He won the 2-year-old race last year, didn't he? Is that right?
Irish Flame, let me just... he did, yeah.
And he's by Z too. Do you think that the 1800 will suit him better than what the 1200 did last time?
I'm
I know
a
he was
fan
so
of
good.
Irish Flame, I've got to say. I was on him last week, so I was happy to see him
I
win.
think we
but
all
this
were.
is a-
Well, how good a run was it in the El Rocker at Hastings when the Irish Flame sort of resumed? Was one of the sectional eye catchers there at Hastings on the day behind Bostonian and
He's a good horse.
Shall we leave it there? Have you got anything more to add?
No, that sounds good. Looking forward to Saturday with a couple of really good meetings on 6 stakes races in New Zealand. That's great.
We're going to have a look at a couple of races from Wingatui too.
Don't pull out the earpiece just yet.
Yeah,
okay.
just hang fire there, Aidan. We've got a couple to look at from Wingatui.
Group 1
Star
winner.
Voya.
Group 1 winner down at Wingatui.
Yes, Signify. Now, Star Voya, what are we going to do with her?
I find it really difficult to bet her with confidence. Obviously, John and Karen Parsons wouldn't line up the horse if they didn't think she was right out of the Telegraph, but I thought that Signify had so many more ticks out of that race with a view to Saturday than Star Voya did. I don't know, I just don't like backing horses off of sort of a run like that. Maybe it was just the big field and the inexperience, and it maybe got the better of her when she was produced in the straight with wide open expanses, she didn't let down like you thought that she might. But, she was crowded all during the run. Signify, though, I thought was excellent. Was never on the track.
Yeah.
Covered, it was 8 wide the whole way. Covered, I don't know how many more lengths, but yeah, this is where Stavoya went straight past Mr. Typhon and Signify, and under the conditions of this race, it's not a heck of a lot of difference.
No, exactly. I think they come in on equal terms, and Stavoya there, Signify dives late, that misses. Sorry, that's Timmy Tyler.
You got the Telegraph winner finishing second to last in that race.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's okay form. The one thing you talk at Telegraph as well, there's a 2.5 kilogram weight swing towards Stavoya here, so that gives her upside. She was beating Signify, and like you say though, Signify was 8 and 9 wide the whole way there in the Telegraph, but you'd think Telegraph form's going to be good enough to be competitive here, but it's not a bad race. Johnny Jones has obviously been going really well, and
one thing about
well.
that race that I think that maybe Signify could sort of turn the tables on Stavoya is that he was caught wide at Wingatui that day, which is not really his go. He's better held up and allowed to release sort of down centre track. So he's, it's only an 8-horse field, but if Rashikaneen can get Signify settled, sort of 3 back the running line, tracking into the race, then I don't think, he fought on well enough there, given that he was wide and without cover for a lot of that, which is, he's
I don't think there's much between them.
No, I don't.
And I think they're
not under the
probably
conditions. I don't think
superior as well. So
It'll be a good race, nowhere man's race at Wingatui. We're looking at race number 5 on the card. He heads him up at the top of the book. Krish Kandari to take the ride, $4. 8 and a horse you were really keen on last start, and you got the money running into where did we finish there?
Backed him each way, and he ran a terrific third. And
at a good price.
The writing was on the wall at the start before, because he really did hit the line pretty well at Trentham. That reads as an 8th, but it was a good run. I've got him on top here, but with I thought this wasn't a bad type of race. There's some handy form, around the likes of Nightcap, Ride It Like You Stole It. So when Nowhere Man won at Courier 3 starts back, he beat Ride It Like You Stole It. I think Ride It Like You Stole It comes in 4 kilograms better this time round. So when there was only a head between them, and there's a 4 kilogram swing towards Ride It Like You Stole It, then it's got to be some sort of chance. And then Ride It Like You Stole It comes in that much worse again compared to Nightcaps here. So the other 3 that I was around, just because they've had form around each other in different weights. So, but yeah, interesting race.
This is classic A-Rod Bale here. Nowhere Man sort of turning up at a big price and getting people paid for the each-way bet.
Especially how hard it was to make ground.
As I say, the riding was on the wall the previous start. He'd made really good ground at Trentham, and this time he's just done exactly the same thing, but comes with a better result. He hit the line nicely for third. I was quite happy, because I think he was at a decent old place price too, so it was good effort.
Oh, it certainly was, from both tipster, rider, and also the horse that was produced by the trades. I don't mind Bakila and also Waylay. Waylay, a horse that I think is just building into a preparation, another one of those mares that Brian and Shane Anderton have that post-Christmas, and Shane has spoken of this himself, that he really finds that the mares improve significantly after Christmas. And I think Waylay falls into that category. Third up.
He's still a little way behind Nightcap last time, and meets Nightcap a kilogram worse, so I don't know. Third up.
Maybe up against Nightcap, but I think she's got improvement. I think she's progressing the right sort of way, and with a little bit of rain around, she won't mind that either. I don't think Waylay. And Bakila, Chris Johnson rides that one. Should get that perfect run in the race, and wouldn't be surprised to see him be right there, the son of back.
And a rain-affected track will certainly suit him too. Jason Tarr, Aidan Rodley, thanks for your time here on the First Call Plus this morning. I hope you had an insightful viewing of the show today. We'll catch you same time, same place next week.